I mean, what was the ugliest gift of desperation for you? Like, what was the one that was like, the worst day or the worst night?
The last time, July 30th of 2018.
What did that day look like?
I was living at the Roadway Inn in Montgomeryville, 309.
Oh, I know right where you're
Now, it ain't no hotel.
Yeah,
it's
right,
a motel,
yeah,
bro. This is rough, like, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I was living there for like 3 months, and Al ended up getting locked up. The girl I was with, Allison, gets locked up, and I'm there by myself, and I'm, you know, I'm driving a car that's not mine, so I got to drop the car off. So I got no wheels, right? I'm trying to sell shit just to pay, you know, and I'm getting high, right? And it gets to the point where it's like, I ain't got no money, I ain't got no dope, no drugs, and I'm living. I wake up, I'm on the floor in the Roadway Inn, bro. You know, the rug's wet from the bathroom that's leaking, right? You know, there's a pet mouse in the motherfucker. There's roaches the size of fucking, you know, a football rolling around that bitch. And I remember looking in the mirror like, dude, is this like, you know, 3 years before that, I'm fucking living in a fucking beautiful house. I got my kids.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking taking care of shit, you know what I mean? I'm clean. And I remember like, dude, there's no fucking way I could live like this. Like, it's either I'm going to kill myself, which I won't.
Right.
But it's just got to be different. And you know what I mean? I had no idea what I was getting on, you know, and I didn't give a shit.
Right.
And I remember Kate, I literally had a house where Kate was living with her mom and the kids, and I lived right, like, we shared a driveway.
I remember that.
Yeah, she took the kids out there, like, you know, and I'm not saying she was being perfect, but she was a lot better than I was. I was a handful, right?
Right.
And I remember the girl from Children and Youth, you know, like, oh, well, you know, George, I really want to be on your side. Like, I need to can you give me one clean urine? I said, you're wasting your time. Ain't going to happen, man. I couldn't do it.
Right.
I couldn't stay clean for a couple of hours, let alone 3 days.
Right.
I said, just whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm going to Florida and whatever, you know what I mean? I didn't really care. But, you know, and you could say that, like, in the beginning, I thought, oh, having a daughter was going to keep me clean. And, you know, having a son that would get my act together and shit. You know, guess what, man? If you're not doing the things that we're taught to do, you know what I mean? And especially staying plugged in and changing the people, places, and things, man, you ain't got a chance.
So you got clean, went to Florida, got clean, came back.
Well, I went away first in 2005.
Right.
And no, 2006.
Right.
And when I went to Karen, I got out. And listen, honestly, like, you know, when you're doing opiates, man, I was a full-fledged opiate addict for like 12 years. I went every day. Listen, I didn't miss a day. Like, I had it set up where, you know, every day, morning, noon, and night, I had what I needed. You know, now obviously that ceiling, there's no ceiling to it. It just keeps getting more and more and more. But
right.
I had it situated where I could do that. You know, one, I always worked. I always had money, right? Which was one of my downfalls. Two, I always had, you know, I could always get a script or whatever I needed to get to keep it going. I remember Kate left and she came back to the house, and when she got back to the house, I was just laying on the ground. You know, I mean, I had passed out. I was, you know, I was fucked up. She thought I was dead. So they kicked the door in, they Narcan me, they put me in the hospital, and I ended up in treatment. Well, dude, I was a mess, bro. I mean, after 12 years of opiates, when you get hit with Narcan, dude, I was chained in bed like a freaking animal. I mean, I remember bits and pieces of it, but I was chained in a bed. I remember, you know, they said my mom came in, just turned around and walked out. Like, she never looked at me the same. You know what I mean? And I guess she didn't. You know?
Right.
Because that'll bring the worst out in somebody. And but anyway, so I went to treatment, and the first couple of weeks, you know, was, yeah, listen, they taper you on like subs or whatever they put you on, and you know, I was just first off, I was young. I had no idea about anything about recovery or do this or do that. I heard all the same shit back then. Right. You know, when you get out, go to a meeting, all that stuff. Because I want instant results all the time. Right. I want instant gratification. Right. I want to go to the gym for a week and look in the mirror and say, "Ooh, I'm happy with what happened." But you know, bottom line is consistency. You know, repetition.
Absolutely. Dave really hit on that.
Absolutely, 100%, dude. And you know what? It's something that I know, but hearing him say it is like, okay, you know what? Like, I worked out for 2 weeks and I was doing cardio and all that stuff. But that's one of my big things. I just turned 50, dude. Health-free. I haven't been the best of my body over the years. You know what I mean?
I hear that.
So I'm kind of getting
Me too. Me too.
I'm kind of like, okay, it's time to like, let's start making some healthier choices and do, you know, nothing drastic, but like just do some walking every day. You know, maybe do some lifting 3 days a week. You know,
at some point I'd like to get, you know, some of the, you know, recovery family together and get a couple guys in the room at the same time, because we can, you know,
I definitely
laugh
round
and
some
joke.
guys up.
Yeah. So that would be pretty cool. So, but you know, I know it was a long drive for you. I really appreciate you coming out to
no problem, man.
participate, to dance on the volcano, which we certainly did. So let me get a quick fist pound.
Oh, absolutely.
Let me go.
Man.
That's what's up right there. Boom.
Love you,
right?
baby.
You know what I mean? Love you too, brother.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's Dancing on a Volcano episode 2 with Jim Dinardo and Georgie Gambone. And let's get like a, yeah, that's what's up. Right?
Peace
there
out,
we
bro.
go. Yeah, peace out. You know what I mean? Like, cool.
You
And
got
I'm going
it,
to do
man.
one right there too. Peace. And this one too. Peace.
All right.
There we go.